Chameleons are known for their incredible ability to change the color of their skin. Scientists tell us that helps them regulate their body temperature. It enables them to communicate their intentions to other chameleons, but it can also camouflage them so that they blend into their surroundings, like this guy here. And how they achieve that is still somewhat mysterious. But it seems to fit well with this other weird ability that they have. Chameleons can move their eyes independently, right? They can look at two completely different images, different directions at the same time. I think our deceitful hearts lead us to be spiritual chameleons. When we can't change our skin to look different, and we can't look in different directions at the same time. We probably would if we could. And yet, we still try very hard to blend in with our surroundings. We do it by how we dress, by how we behave, and particularly by how we speak. And we have this ability to say what people want to hear, whether we really mean it or not. And let's be honest, we're tempted to do that every time we gather, aren't we? Put on a good show to blend in. And so to overcome our deceitful hearts, it's not enough to just stop short of swearing falsely. We have to overcome those equivocations. And to do that, Jesus calls us to adopt this application of truthfulness. He puts it this way in Matthew 5:37. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil. The King James Version of this verse says, but let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. As funny as it sounds, it kind of captures really the directness, the simplicity of Jesus' words here. And I think he speaks that way because he wants all of us who follow him to just be simple, to be direct, to say what we mean and to mean what we say. And when Jesus says there that anything more than that comes from evil, he uses the definite article, the. He could be referring to the evil one. It comes from the evil. Now, he makes that same connection on another occasion as he was confronting some of his Jewish critics in John 8:44. He says to them, you are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character, for he's a liar and the father of lies. Now, in some ways, that sounds like something you might hear online, right? When people are interacting. It seems like this great put down to use against someone. But the reality is that applies to all of us apart from Christ. As fallen sinners, we're all children of the father of lies, because he blinds our hearts. He holds us captive to do his will. And yet there's hope. If we back up in this same chapter, back up to verses 31 and 32, it tells us, so Jesus said to the Jews who had believed him, if you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Isn't that good? To abide in his word is to live in it. We need to accept his word as the truth and to allow it to shape our outlook, how we see the world. Because that's how we get free from the lies that Satan uses to control the world. And we have to let that truth guide our steps so that we grow to walk in it consistently. And then it has to control what we say and even how we speak. Paul talks about that over in Ephesians 4:25. He says, therefore, having put away falsehood, let each one of you speak the truth with his neighbor, for we're members one of another. Now, last week we were talking about Ephesians 4 and how Paul talks about, earlier in the chapter, talks about putting off the old self and putting on the new, created in the likeness of God. And that's the process that we see here even in this verse. It's not enough just to understand truth and to be set free, to put falsehood away. We have to go farther than that. Putting on the truth means learning to speak the truth. Not as a show of piety, that would miss the point, but out of genuine concern for people. And that's essential. It's how we grow spiritually. If we back up to verse 15 in Ephesians 4, Paul says, rather, speaking the truth in love, we're to grow up in every way into him who is the head, into Christ. And so being truthful, being simple, direct, doesn't mean being obnoxious. I know a lot of people take it that way. That's not what it means. We talked about last time about 1 Corinthians 13. Right? If we're to speak the truth in love, then we have to remember that love is patient and it's kind, that it's not arrogant or rude, that it's not irritable or resentful, that it bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. But that passage from 1 Corinthians 13 also says that love rejoices with the truth. So is that how we speak? Right, to overcome our deceitful hearts, we have to become people of the truth.